Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. At Sunny's penthouse, Sunny and Michael talked about Sam's death and concerned about Dante. Sunny asked Michael what else was on his mind. "My marriage," Michael announced. Michael didn't go into depth, but he did tell Sunny that he and Willow were having difficulty. "I'm afraid what I thought Willow and I had was just an illusion," Michael told me. Natalia called, interrupting the chat. She invited Sunny to see her and Christina since Christina needed her father. Willow opened her front door to Drew and quickly informed him that he could not be there. Willow claimed Michael was upstairs, but Drew realized she was lying after seeing Michael leave. Willow explained to Drew that he couldn't just stop by. Drew ignored what Willow said and walked right in. Drew gave Willow back her earring. She was happy Drew had discovered it on the floor of the playroom before anyone else. "I didn't want you to have to make up a lie as to how it got there," Drew said me. He noticed that Willow was not a natural liar because she blushed whenever she spoke a lie. Willow maintained that what occurred in the playroom was a mistake. "I want you to keep your distance from now on," Willow replied tentatively. Drew approached her from behind and whispered, "You're blushing." Willow also knew Drew had lied when he claimed he had only stopped by to return her lone earring. "You, too, have something to tell." "You don't blink," Willow replied. Drew admitted that he went there to make sure she was fine. "I'm fine, but I don't think it's good for us to be friends anymore," Willow told me. Drew was saddened to have lost a friend, which affected Willow's hurting heart. She knew Drew was going through a terrible period and inquired about Scout's feelings. Drew stated that he was determined to be the type of father Scout could rely on. Willow put her hand on Drew's face just as Michael looked out the window. Michael promptly took up the phone and contacted Diane to schedule a meeting regarding his marriage. Natalia called for aid from the side of the road following a car accident. When she checked on the other driver, she discovered Christina in the passenger seat, with the airbag deployed. Christina claimed that she did not need an ambulance. Christina appeared shaken up but said that she was distracted. Natalia had learned of Sam's death and expressed her condolences to Christina. While Natalia and Christina waited for Sunny, Christina revealed that she had went to Adela's cemetery. "While I was there, I recognized that I would soon be visiting Sam there as well. I lost both my sister and my baby." Christina shed tears as she said, "They're both gone." Christina inquired of Natalia how Blaze was doing. Natalia admitted that Blaze was still not answering her mother's phone calls and messages. "I deeply regret the way I treated her. Maybe that's why I admire your close friendship with Alexis." Christina was relieved to see Sunny and fell into her father's embrace. Sunny returned Christina to the penthouse and asked her what had happened. Christina claimed that she became distracted while driving after listening to a song on Sam's playlist. Diane came inside her office and found Alexis there. She promptly embraced her best buddy and expressed her condolences over Sam. Alexis was browsing law books. Diane believed Alexis should bury herself in work as a distraction and a way to save her sanity. Alexis sat down at her desk and began working. Alexis praised Diane for not asking too many questions, and she took the opportunity to speak on her own. "I don't know how I'll go on living without my daughter. I sat there, watching her die, and there was nothing I could do. It was outside of my control." Alexis felt unhappy with herself for not being able to soothe Dante, her daughters, and her grandkids. Diane maintained that Sam's death was not Alexis' responsibility. "You should take care of yourself. If you don't, there won't be anything left of you to help those who rely on you," Diane warned. While Alexis and Diane were poring over legal documents, Alexis noticed Sam's final will and testament on the desk. Jason met Anna in her office. She wanted to know how the warehouse explosion related to the diamond robbery that motivated Sidwell to kidnap Sasha. "How long have you been involved with Holly's plan? Maybe you both devised this plan while we were in Africa. How long have you lied to me?" Anna asked. Anna was upset when Jason refused to provide any information. "There's an international criminal on the loose. I don't need to tell you how dangerous Sidwell is, Anna remarked. Jason still claimed to have no idea where Sidwell was. Anna demanded honesty, but Jason was unprepared to provide it. I don't ask you to share everything that you and the PCPD are doing, he told me. Jason reassured Anna that they were friends, but there were boundaries that must not be broken. Anna knew Jason's loyalty to Sunny would always come first, but she still asked him for help in finding Valentine. Jason promised to help Anna. After leaving Anna's office, Jason went to see Brennan. He inquired as to where Sidwell was, but Brennan could only inform him that Sidwell no longer posed a threat to anyone in Port Charles. Brennan also provided Jason some guidance. Don't assist Anna locate Valentine. It will not end well for Commissioner Devane, Brennan said. Felicia spotted Sasha in an exam room, waiting to have her shoulder examined. Sasha informed Felicia that she had been kidnapped and had just survived an explosion. Sasha conveyed the scenario to Sidwell, Holly, and the jewels. Felicia stated that she had known Holly for decades and was aware of the harm she might cause, but she believed that Sasha should give Holly a chance. Felicia also wanted Sasha to start thinking of her and the other Scorpios as family. Felicia defended Holly, assuring Sasha that she was capable of love. There are things about Holly that you do not know, Felicia stated. She wondered if Holly gave Sasha to her mother because he reminded her of losing Robert. After Felicia left, Sasha called the Metro Court and discovered that Holly had checked out. When the doctor finally saw Sasha, she wanted to run some x-rays to see if she was pregnant. Sasha returned to her romp with Micheal and avoided the x-rays. Holly showed up at Brennan's office and told him he owed her money. Brennan mentioned all of the aid he had recently offered Holly. He first got her away from Sidwell in Africa, and now he's helping to save Sasha. Holly kept track of the money she owed a crime gang while working as a freelancer for the WSB. If I don't pay back that money, I will most certainly be killed and the WSB will be responsible. Holly thought the diamonds would be enough to retire on, but now all she needed was the WSB to pay off her debt and save her life. I hope the next time the WSB needs my talents, that I am still alive to help them out, Holly informed us. Brennan offered Holly a one-way flight to Lisbon on a WSB plane. Holly accepted the job, but then went to Anna and requested for assistance. An enraged Mac stormed into Robert's office, demanding to know what trouble Holly had gotten his brother into this time. Sasha was kidnapped. We got her back, Robert replied plainly. Mac realized the warehouse explosion had something to do with Holly. Robert often made excuses for Holly, asking Mac, "Who am I to judge with all the secrets I've kept?" Robert noted that Felicia had shattered Mac's heart several times. Mac admitted that Robert was correct. Jordan inquired at the hospital about Lulu's condition, and Elizabeth reported that she was improving. Jordan saw that Laura's delight was tempered by her grief at Sam dying to save her daughter. Liz said they were all delighted that Dr. Gannon consented to perform the procedure. She mentioned that Isaiah hadn't been in the OR in a long time, but he had proven himself to be a skilled surgeon. Jordan agreed that it appeared so. Lucky went to Sunny in the gym and told him he wanted some advice. Sunny stated that he needed to beat something in order to vent his fury. Lucky went to acquire some gloves so he could spar with Sunny inside the ring. While they argued, Lucky told Sunny that he had no idea what he was doing in Port Charles, that it wasn't his home, and that he was already considering leaving. Lucky remarked that he felt like he had a purpose while he was out in the world, but he didn't believe he could make a difference in PC. Sunny asked Lucky whether he was concerned about leaving his family behind again. Sunny wondered who would be waiting for Lucky if he went to Africa. Lucky explained that he simply hops off the plane and jumps in where needed. Sunny wondered what the rush was. They discussed Laura and Lulu, as well as how some individuals in town, such as Aiden, wanted him to stay. He's used to me not being around, Lucky explained. That's not a great thing, is it? Sunny asked. Lucky wondered what he'd be doing for work in Port Charles. He didn't want to dig ditches or be a cop anymore. Lucky claimed he was looking for a way to fit in, but why should he stay if what he was looking for was not available? Sunny volunteered to assist Lucky get a job. Lucky stated that it would have to be legitimate. Sunny said that he would be doing him a favor, but if he didn't want to be there, he shouldn't stay because others wanted him to. Lucky felt it made him sound selfish. Sunny indicated that it was time to move on. Lucky stated that it felt wrong regardless of what he thought he should do. Sunny advised Lucky to be his own man, just like his father. He promised to support Lucky no matter what he did. You should be open about why you're going. You must be honest with both your son and your mother. But especially with yourself, Sunny stated. Lucky mentioned that he needed to see someone. Sunny said he hoped he would stick around. After Lucky left, Sunny called and requested someone to arrange something for an old friend. In her office, Isaiah addressed Dr. Randolph and inquired as to why she had called him. He wondered whether something was wrong with Lulu's rehabilitation. Instead, she offered him a job. Isaiah was taken aback, but stated that he would not hesitate to analyze the contract. We're willing to do whatever it takes to keep you at GH, Terry told me. Liz stepped in after Isaiah left to provide an update. She pledged to keep it a secret and was thrilled to learn of Dr. Gannon's employment offer. Terry mentioned that Lucky would be pleased if his best friend accepted the job and remained in Port Charles. Dr. Gannon might end up sticking around, but Lucky's already looking for his next adventure, Liz told me. Elizabeth didn't understand why Lucky thought he wasn't useful to anyone. She mentioned how he was there for his mother and Isaiah, as well as how he stepped up to help Aiden. When it gets genuine, Lucky takes off. I shouldn't have been surprised, Liz explained. She stated she was furious at herself for believing that this time may have been different and Lucky would have stayed. Elizabeth stated that she wished he would stay and imagined her boy having a father and herself having a co-parent. Terry wondered if she hoped to have Lucky as a partner. Liz admits to having strange, contradictory feelings about them being a family. Elizabeth told Terry that it wasn't fair to her or Aiden if he wasn't going to stay and establish a life there, he should leave. Jordan and Isaiah crossed paths in the hospital hallway. He told her that Dr. Randolph had offered him a job at GH, but he was unlikely to accept it. Isaiah stated that while 500 people in the country might have performed Lulu's surgery, he was one of the few making a difference in Africa. You want to be wherever you can do the most good and save the most lives, Jordan told the crowd. She pointed out that he believed he was the best in the country, therefore that would be the or. Isaiah invited Lucky to meet him at the hospital. He informed him that he was about to ask him to return to Africa, but he had recently been offered a position as a surgeon at the hospital. Lucky believed it was an excellent opportunity. Isaiah inquired as to whether Lucky planned to stay, but he was unsure. Anna asked Felicia in her office if Robert had informed her of his leave of absence. Felicia assumed he was on a well-deserved holiday. Anna told him Holly was in a lot of difficulty, and they both left town at the same time. So what are the chances you think that he'll have a relaxing holiday? Anna wanted to know. Felicia inquired whether Sasha was really Anna's concern or if she had feelings for Robert. Anna expressed concern that Robert would hurry to save Holly and run into her arms, just for Holly to find another reason to avoid making a meaningful commitment. Felicia told out that Robert didn't simply go to save Holly, he departed to save Sasha's mother, which may change things. Anna wasn't sure they'd be gone long because they wanted to create a bond with their daughter. Felicia explained that she and Anna were aware of this, but Sasha was not. As they exited the office, Felicia saw how many Scorpio family members Sasha now had. Anna assumed Sasha had no idea what it was like to have a large family, but Felicia was convinced that this was about to change. Carly went to Jason's and reported that Christina had told her she saw him walking through the diner, and he appeared to have been in an accident. Jason said he was all right, but grudgingly acknowledged that he had a fight with Drew. He refused to tell Carly why, claiming that Drew had received all he deserved. Jason told Carly that he would wait for Drew when he got home and then hit him. You got into a fight with Drew at the Quartermains with Danny and Scout right upstairs? Carly asked. She warned Jason that if the kids had witnessed that, he would have ruined their lives. Jason stated that it had to happen even if it was the night before Sam's burial. Carly was concerned that Drew would involve the police, but Jason was confident it would not happen. Carly raged that Jason might be jailed and prosecuted for anything he's ever done. It's a risk I had to take, Jason explained. And you won't tell me why? Carly asked. Jason claimed he wouldn't, so Carly left to clean up his mess. Drew invited Rick to come over and see his wounded face. Drew informed him that he and Jason had a quarrel. Rick laughed and added, "Please tell me we are filing charges." Rick claimed that his mutual dislike for Jason made him the ideal candidate to represent him. Does that mean that attorney-client privilege is in effect? Drew asked. Absolutely, Rick replied with a grin. Drew informed Rick that there was something he should know. The reason Jason attacked me is because I've had some involvement with Micheal's wife, Willow, Drew told me. He stated that all Jason knew was that he and Willow had kissed, which he informed Micheal when Ned attempted to blackmail Drew. Okay, so we got blackmail, we got assault, Rick said. Drew explained that all he wanted was for it to end. He asked Rick to make a deal with Jason that would put the incident behind them as long as Jason kept silent about what he knew. Rick recognized Drew's desire to prevent a scandal. Drew claimed he could handle a scandal, but Willow should not have to. Rick believed Jason should be imprisoned, but Drew insisted that he attend his son's funeral instead. Rick pondered what would happen if Chase found out, as he would want to play by the rules. Drew said he'd speak with Chase and explain him it was just a personal misunderstanding that had gotten out of hand, and the police didn't need to be involved. Drew again pushed Rick to make a deal with Jason. Rick claimed he couldn't do it since Drew wasn't being honest with him. Half-truths may work with Micheal, but judging by the look on your face, they might not. But I need all of the facts, Rick stated, adding that he wouldn't be able to represent him without the full picture. Drew admitted that he and Willow had slept together. Rick began taking images of Drew's face for evidence. He stated that Drew may not always be a politician, but Jason will always be his tenacious brother. Rick believed Jason was waiting for another opportunity to assault Drew and that attempting to gag Jason would just irritate him worse. So if you won't reconsider and put Jason in prison where he belongs, then at least you'll be ready for what comes next, Rick argued. Drew answered the door, and Carly pretended surprise at his damaged face. He said they were both aware she was there to protect Jason. Carly explained that he and Jason were brothers. Drew informed her that he was not going to seek charges. Carly insisted that Jason attend Danny's funeral for his sake. Drew and Carly began arguing about how she always chose Jason's side above anyone else's. Now he attacked me unprovoked with our children upstairs, and you are still defending him. Drew told her, "You always will." Carly informed Drew that Jason claimed it was not unprovoked and that Drew deserved it. She observed that Jason does not act like that without a solid cause, so Drew must have given him a particularly good one. Jason opened the door for Rick and asked what he wanted. Rick strolled in and announced that he was come to propose a deal. "I'm going to draft an NDA. You're never to explain why you attacked Drew Quartermain, and in exchange, he won't press charges," Rick stated. If Drew wanted to press charges, he would already be in jail, Rick said, noting that the statute of limitations was 5 years. "I'll wait," Jason replied. Rick told Jason to accept the proposal, but he declined. Rick mentioned that Drew was really concerned about Danny's well-being. Jason warned him not to discuss his son. Rick told Jason that if it were up to him, he would put him away. Jason told Rick that he could scare him as much as he wanted, but he would not sign anything. "Tell your client that I will not discuss what happened tonight or anything else." Jason assured Rick, "If anyone else finds out, it will not be from me." Rick stated that he did not trust him but would deliver the message. "Nice doing business with you," Rick remarked. He sneered at Jason and stated that he wanted to hit him. "Take a shot." "I dare you," Rick teased. Jason touched Rick with his pinky finger, and he flinched. "Nice doing business with you," Jason replied. Rick started out the door, but halted. "My apologies to Sam," he added before walking away. Robert and Holly's happy ending on General Hospital came at the expense of Sasha and Cody. Moreover, let's talk about the fight. This week on General Hospital, Holly and Robert flew off into the sunset, while Drew and Willow's affair went horribly wrong. Lucky continued to whine like a baby, and we're still not sure what caused Sam's death. Happy ever after? Last week, I hypothesized that Holly and Robert may reconcile and eventually start a family with Sasha, or that the Brit would flee to shield her real love and daughter from the danger she'd bring to them. It turns out that both guesses were somewhat accurate. Holly intended to flee to protect Robert and Sasha from the syndicate, to which she owed money, but Robert opted to accompany her. Many viewers enjoyed their Casablanca conclusion, but Robert also stated that this was a round-trip ticket and they would return for Sasha's sake at some point. While I'm glad Robert and Holly had a happy ending, it came at the expense of Cody and Sasha's love story, which many people enjoyed. There had to be another way to give Robert and Holly their ending without utterly appending Sasha and Cody's romance. Plus, what was the point of revealing them as Sasha's parents only to have them fly away and leave her behind? Also, if Anna's concerns are realized and Robert returns home without Holly because she fled to pull another con, Sasha and Cody fans will be disappointed twice. Diane and Robert's final talk regarding their relationship was one of the most moving aspects of the storyline's climax for me. She told him she deserved someone who looked at her the same way he looked at Holly, to pursue Holly, and that love is never wrong. In that moment, I felt for Diane since she knew she'd always come in second to Robert. A brotherly beatdown. Michael should definitely avoid the Brown Dog Bar because he always gets into problems. This week, he opened out to Jason about Willow and Drew's affair. Drew was beaten to a pulp by Jason after returning home from his great congressional win, and he, Nina, and Willow had no idea why. Drew later assumed Jason knew about the kiss, but Jason knows so much more. It was an incredible beatdown, yet it was over before it really began. Oh, and so much for Drew's Navy SEAL talents. What could have been more satisfying than that fight? For the truth about all the affairs to be revealed. Carly dashed between Jason and Drew in search of an explanation for why they argued, but none of them could provide one. That must have annoyed Carly. She appears to be the type of person that suffers from migraines when they don't fully understand what is happening. And, while I would have liked Drew chastising her for defending Jason regardless of what he does, he is not in a position to judge and teach. Carly is likely to punch Drew if she discovers he slept with Michael's wife. I wouldn't mind if that happened. After surviving the warehouse explosion, Sasha was examined at the hospital but declined x-rays when asked if she was pregnant. Yes, we knew it was coming. So why hasn't there been a pregnancy test yet? And how long before Willow gets morning sickness? One or both of these ladies will become pregnant, especially because no one has admitted or exposed their affairs yet. Of course, next week is Sam's funeral, and what's a soap funeral without a bombshell revelation? Other storyline ponderings. Thank you, Sonny, for informing that whiny crybaby Lucky that he may return to Africa if he wants. Before Sonny spoke with him, Elizabeth was a total badass, giving him the riot act for taking the coward's path and once again fleeing his obligations to Aiden. Seriously, I can't take hearing Lucky say, "What's there for me to do in Port Charles?" one more time. I'm not sure, Lucky, but maybe you should finally stand up and be a parent, getting to know your son. Soaps.com has the most recent General Hospital spoilers from Monday, November 11th to Friday, November 15th. Anna demands answers, Holly makes a request, and Alexis warns her kid, and Rick gains a new client. Port Charleston today's General Hospital, Holly is offered a ticket out of town, and Michael discovers Drew and Willow together. Robert considers a matter of the heart. Drew checks in on Willow. Anna wants answers. Diane seeks out Alexis. Christina issues a plea. After months of shooting, Ted King shows what he has been working on. On today's General Hospital, Laura tells Lulu it's time to get up, and Trina meets the school's new football star. Laura and Lucky receive information. Elizabeth encourages Jason. Trina makes a powerful first impression. Holly makes a request to Anna. General Hospital spoilers for Wednesday, November 13th. On today's General Hospital, Drew celebrates his congressional victory as Michael tells Jason about the affair. GH's Jason glances worriedly at Michael from the side while they sit at the bar and converse. Jason opens up to Spinelli. Maxie confronted Nina. Lois is suspicious. Natalia is sorry. Mark your calendars. When will the new soap Beyond the Gates premiere? General Hospital spoilers for Thursday, November 14th. In today's episode, Drew gets attacked by Jason, and Molly and Christina share a birthday moment together. Jason beats Drew GH. Jason loses his composure. Micheal and Willow share an intimate conversation. Alexis warns Christina. Rick challenges Ava. Trina and TJ catch up. General Hospital spoilers for Friday, November 15th. On today's General Hospital, Carly seeks answers about Jason and Drew's conflict. Isaiah is offered a job at GH, and Drew employs Rick. Isaiah meets Terry GH. Jason refuses to communicate with Carly. Rick acquires a new client. Isaiah receives an offer. Kelly Monaco says goodbye to her Port Charles family, saying, "It will not be the last that you see of me." Elizabeth complains to Terry. Anna confides in Felicia. Watch General Hospital's Kelly Monaco say goodbye to her Port Charles family, promising, "It will not be the last that you see of me." Kelly Monaco's final scenes at General Hospital were recorded a while ago, and while viewers saw as Sam was wheeled into surgery and died shortly after, a video from behind the scenes has surfaced on X since then. Pam, a fan, recorded a video of Monaco on the hospital set, still dressed in a gown and on the bed where Sam was last seen by her family and friends, who bid an emotional goodbye. Sam's body GH. "I've been on this lot for 25 years, Monaco said, before going on to say, "And you have all been my family, not only my second family, but my first family." She went on to say, "And I just thank each and every one of you for all these memories and this experience that I'll take with me for the rest of my life." She then addressed casting director Mark Teschner, saying, "You began this entire trip for me, and it has been a wild one, and it will not be the last you see of me. Thank you so much for having me." The video continued with several passers-by clapping as the camera scanned the room, with Monaco exchanging parting hugs with a couple of the attendees. Your chance to weigh in on General Hospital's Robert and Holly twist. "Is this really happening?" wondered General Hospital's Holly as Robert arrived at the airport to tell he'd be leaving town with her. A large number of viewers also posed the same question. For some spectators, it was the ideal climax to a love story that had been unfolding for decades. "We missed out on too much time together," Robert told his ex in a sequence reminiscent of Casablanca's iconic climax. "Bad decisions, incorrect decisions, fate. No more. We are not wasting any more time." Others criticized Robert's decision for other reasons. Obviously, many who had been waiting a long time for Robert and Anna to reconcile did not approve of him going off with Holly. However, as many have pointed out, he and Holly are now leaving the daughter he only recently learned about. Many people asked what the point was of having Sasha as their daughter if Holly and Robert left town. While it provided Robert and Holly the classic happy ending, it sacrificed the Cody/Sasha relationship, which many fans have grown to like. #GHSO, because RNH's love couldn't stand alone, TPTB retconned an affair baby on Anna Devane's back. Sasha deserved better than having two deadbeat parents, no work, and a lost love interest. Hopefully, this marks the end of the misery of these returns. Victory hand. The move also appeared problematic, given that the writers had been quietly but steadily developing a romance between Robert and his courthouse sparring partner, Diane, over the previous year or two. The final seconds of Robert and Holly's parting gave fans optimism when he said, "This will be a round-trip ticket." Will the twosome return? It's no secret that Holly's portrayer, Emma Sams, is still dealing with the effects of long-term COVID. "If it weren't for the fact that people at General Hospital are so understanding and accommodating, I wouldn't be able to work as much as I do," she told Variety upon her return in September. And if Sams decides not to return, how will the authors reunite Holly and Robert? As with everything soap-related, only time will tell. While we wait, please leave a comment and tell us what you thought of Holly and Robert's exit. Were you hoping he'd end up with Anna, or Diane? General Hospital spoilers for Thursday, November 14th state that Alexis Davis told Christina Corinthos Davis that things would not go her way in court, especially since Rick Lansing was Ava Jerome's lawyer. Christina believed she could take whatever Rick threw at her and continued bringing up the possibility of getting revenge on Ava. Alexis asserted that the law was about justice, while Christina contended that justice and retribution were inextricably linked in this case. Rick mentioned at Cafe Sherry that Ava would face a judicial judgment for her past actions. Since Ava taking the stand was still their best tactic, he forced her to answer questions concerning Connie Falconeri, Morgan Corinthos, and others. Finally, a tearful Ava explained how she had difficult to sleep after seeing Christina's face when she fell and heard the glass shatter. Ava would give anything to reclaim Christina's baby, so Rick urged her to give a similar speech in court and predicted victory. Trina Robinson ran into TJ Ashford at the boxing gym, who told her about how distant Molly Lansing Davis was, especially now that Sam McCall had left her. After Kai Taylor arrived, Trina had another tense confrontation with him. Although Kai was determined to attend his classes and make amends with Trina's grade, she was in the process of finding another project partner. Trina hoped that once that was accepted, she wouldn't have to see Kai again. Trina rushed off, leaving Kai with a sad expression. Meanwhile, Isaiah Gannon picked up the book Molly left at Bobby's and discovered it was a copy of Little Women. Molly said it was a birthday present for herself and admitted that everyone else had forgotten. Isaiah thought there was no reason for this, but Molly explained that her family was struggling with the unexpected death of her sister. That made Isaiah realize Molly was referring to Sam, so he acknowledged to performing Lulu Spencer's share of the transplant. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.